Okay guys, I'm making this video today to show you a decent way around skill-based matchmaking. There really is no effective way. I don't care what the streamers say or anything like that. There's no effective way to get totally around skill-based matchmaking. A lot of them try to use the VPNs, but what you're finding there, so many people are getting on VPNs that you're getting into lobbies with other people who are pretty good, who are using VPNs. So you're right, basically back to square one. You're in lobbies with sweats. Okay, the other way is to outright cheat. Use software cheats, things like that. Well, I don't do that. Another way is to have a router that keeps you within one area, but those don't work so good either. The only way that I have found to where I'm not getting bot lobbies, but I am getting lobbies where I constantly go positive. I am getting lobbies that are of at least equal skill to me. I mean, true equal skill. I'm almost 69 years old. I've had 2 years of chemo. I've got non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and my reflexes ain't the greatest in the world. Well, in this game, Modern Warfare 2, they they do what's called career. There's all kinds of algorithms in here that haven't been in other games. One of them is career skill-based matchmaking. They will go back on the account that you're using and compute every Call of Duty game that you have played to determine your skill. Well, since I am much, much better at Treyarch games than I am at Infinity Ward games, they're using my 1.5 to 1.6 KD in all Treyarch games to compute against me to play on Infinity Ward games, which I have never done too well on Infinity Ward games. I'm really actually doing good to maintain a 1. I just, for some reason, Infinity Ward games don't click with me. And this one sure didn't, because it was putting me in lobbies where I was constantly being massacred. I was getting so angry I was throwing controllers into the wall, and they were bouncing back and hitting me in the eye and giving me a black eye. So I did some thinking, and I already had 2 PS4 Pros that I had retired and put up into the closet because I bought 2 PS5s. So I got to thinking to myself, what if I put fresh accounts into a lobby, let the main guy search, and then drop in on them? Well, I went ahead and went out and bought me another PS5. So I have 3 PS5s and 2 PS4s. So I have enough to fill a 5-man lobby, and once I drop in, that's a whole party. Now let me tell you what that does. Is when you do get matched up, it will most likely be a party. And every once in a while you will run. This is the only flaw to it, is you're more likely going to get a party, and you might get 1 or 2 really good players in that party. It's been my experience that 80% of the time I get a lobby that is reasonable. And not a bot lobby, but one that I can go like 20-7 or 25-10 or 35-20. Now those are reasonable lobbies. Okay, I'm going to show you how I did it now. It's not easy. It's expensive. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to get everything set up. First of all, I have 2 internets. I have a high-speed fiber optic internet, which my main account is on. And then I went out and I got me a T-Mobile internet. And that's what I put these other accounts on. So let's start the tour. Sitting in front of me right now is my main account and my main lobby, my Predator. Then we go over here. This is the PlayStation that I personally play on. Let it focus. I don't know why my deal's not focusing. Okay. And then over here, you see another monitor. There's the two PS5s, and that's my my T-Mobile is in the living room. There's my fiber optic right there, and that's my stereo behind that, so I can play country and western music to people who play rap music. And then we go over here and we find the monitor there to the third PS5, and it's on a table. I use hospital overbed tables. Okay. Then we go over here. Behind, that's a TV, that's not a monitor. But behind this monitor right here are two PS4 Pros. So that gives me a total of 5. So let me just give you a broad shot of the room here, so you can see everything. I know I need cord management. It's hard to have cord management when you got this much crap hooked up. Okay? Okay. So this is the only method that I have found that really works. I will form the lobby with the other 4, and then I'll let it start the search. It starts the search usually about 10 seconds into the search. I'll drop my profile in. For some reason, it doesn't seem to compute my profile after 10 seconds. And then it matches me up. Now, when I'm good and sure that the other team is set, and just, you know how when the guy gets up to walk out, and it's starting to load the lobby, I'll start pulling my dummy accounts out one at a time. And there is still enough player base that the PS5 will quickly replace them. And usually it replaces them with some pretty good players, since I have a pretty fair to decent KD and a fair to decent rank. This is my second time through. My main account, I reached 250 the other day with a .97 KD, and that was very frustrating for me, man. That was the longest time. I never had a more unenjoyable time of playing Call of Duty than what I had on that first account. So I did this, got this all rigged up, and like I say, you won't get bot lobbies, but you will get really good lobbies. Now, you'll have to buy the game twice. And of course, you have to buy the monitors. You can use OTVs, you can use anything you want to. You can just put it together junk heap style, You can use your old PlayStations, or you can, the main thing is to have your main account on a PS5, of course, and there you got it. It's just a question of joining in and getting used to how sometimes you have to, if the other guys can't join in on your main dummy profile, he has to invite them. Then you've got to get it out of that. It's a hassle, but I'm willing to pay the hassle and the money, because I got a little bit extra, in order to have more fun playing Call of Duty, because this is all I've got. I've got a 16% immune system, and I do not go out very much, and this is my main entertainment. I've lost all interest in television, and except for the Cowboys, I've lost all interest in football. Hardly watched the playoffs yesterday. So this is my main entertainment, and I feel like Infinity Ward and Activision tried to take my main entertainment away from me and make it an unenjoyable experience. And I totally agree with the YouTube videos that you are seeing, where there's some algorithms in there, evil algorithms, that are at work that have never been in Call of Duty before, it's almost where you can say Call of Duty is rigged. Because once you reach a certain point of kills and stuff, all of a sudden, your enemy's hitboxes seem to be smaller. Also, your bullets seem to turn into popcorn. And I actually had, when I had 25 kills the other day and 2 deaths, I could not hear, and it's not because they were using Ninja, for almost the rest of the match, I could not hear enemy footsteps. I could only hear friendly footsteps. I actually had a guy walk up behind me. The only time in this game someone's been able to get up behind me and put a finishing move on me. So I think there's some really evil algorithms here. And I'm going to, if I'm still alive, I don't think Treyarch would do this shit, but I wouldn't put it past them. They have to do whatever Activision tells them. But I'm going to wait and buy the Treyarch game until I'm for sure that some of these evil algorithms by Demonware, properly named, because the Demonware is the one that's putting this shit in. Skill-based matchmaking, skill-based footsteps, skill-based hit detection. It's they want everybody to have a 1 KD. They want that's their definition of a good time playing Call of Duty. Everyone have a 1 KD. Everyone turn out happy. Well, for the OG COD players that have been playing for 15 years, that is not fun. It does not make us happy. We built your fucking company. You should respect us. You've all but abandoned 6v6 and gone on to the cash cow Warzone, which you've lost 70% of your players in Warzone because you can't keep the computer cheats out. Pure plain, it's just simply the truth. Well, you guys have a good one. I showed you how I got around skill-based matchmaking. Maybe you can find some cheap machines out there, or a few cheap TVs, and you can do the same thing I'm doing. It's not that hard. All right. Have a good one, fellas.